the first ever China-Arab summit. What do you see as the significance of this event?
This summit represents a significant step forward for China and the Arab nations in the Gulf. It comes at a time when we know that there's a broad global concern about energy security. China's relations with the Gulf Arab states have existed for a long time, but they've also grown consistently. The fact of the matter is China, more than any other country, more than any other major power in the world, has positive relations with most of them, if not all of them, in one form or another. In fact, we know that China is already the major trading partner, including the biggest economy there, Saudi Arabia. And more importantly, the Arab states have rebuffed U.S. requests that they choose sides as the U.S. advances its decoupling, if not a new Cold War against China. So in the meantime, I think we also have to look very carefully and optimistically about the ongoing negotiations between China and Saudi Arabia about the possibility of settling oil deals in the yuan. And if successful, this would be a huge step forward. Saudi Arabia has a lot of oil, but it also has a lot of sun. But we're also seeing, I think, building towards a future where in the future we'll see more bilateral trade, more multilateral trade, and we'll see more connections through these Belt Road projects that create networks and nodes that not only facilitate the transfer of energy, but trade and cultural exchanges and so forth and so on.
This is all about balancing. In the Middle East, it's a fact. It's a fact that we have to confront that the U.S.-China strategic competition is heating up, and you have to be able to diversify your relations in this region. And I think where China is coming in terms of economic infrastructure project, it's going to increase its influence in this region. It's going to have a positive impact on the economy of this region.
So not only because we have the cooperation on infrastructure, on building roads, bridge, or some others, but also we have high technology cooperation. That is why we think this summit is very important, because it's the first summit between China and the Arabic country. So that we may have a more significant influence toward the relations between Arabic world and China, and may largely enhance the people-to-people contact.
One of the things that I see from my vantage point here at the university in Shanghai is we see more and more students coming from the Middle East, learning Chinese, studying in Shanghai. I'm sure something similar is happening in Beijing and other places. And this is where you see people thinking about a future where they have in mind the role that China will play, not only in their development, but in global security and global trade and commerce.